welcome back. Come on in. Let's tell a story. Miss Becky has a great story about a parable today. So if you're ready, come on in.
Hi everybody.
This little light of mine.
Come on in. If you're ready, take a seat amongst your friends. Today I'm going to tell you the story of a parable about the Good Shepherd. But first we have to do a couple of things you might remember. Miss Marty's going to come change the circle of the church year calendar for us.
Thanks, Miss Becky. Okay, remember, last week we were on the first week of Epiphany, baptism of Jesus. Today we move to the second Sunday in Epiphany. Remember, we're heading towards Lent.
Thank you, Miss Marty. So after we change the calendar of the church year, we want to remember to light our Christ candle. We've already lit ours here, and I'm going to have you all grab yours from your Godly Play boxes that you found last week and turn your candle on just to remind us all that this is a sacred space where we tell stories about Jesus. So go on and do that. And then I'm going to find the parable box for us today. So watch closely where I go. Miss Marty reminded you that we had told some stories from the Old Testament, and we used the sandbox. And then last Sunday she told you a story from one of our focal shelves. Very important story about the baptism of Jesus. So today we start our parables, and they're really, really fun. So they're not going to be on the Old Testament shelves. They're not going to be here on our focal shelves. They're not in the sandbox. They're over here on the parable shelves. And we have all of these parables that we're going to tell you over the next couple of months. But the parable that I'm looking for is the parable of the Good Shepherd, and it has a green dot on it. So if you ever want to find this and retell this story for yourselves, you will know where to go to find it. Parables are not always easy to understand or open, so sometimes you have to go back and look at them again. Have you ever heard the word parable? Do you know what a parable is? Parables are stories from Jesus. And some people say that it's an earthly story with a heavenly meaning. And you'll probably recognize that this is in a box. Looks maybe like a present. Parables are presents that we're given way before we're even born. So they're nothing you have to buy or find or borrow, they're yours. Sometimes parables are hard to get into. Sometimes they're easy to get into. All parables have a lid. And parables are gold because they're precious. Things that are gold are precious. So sometimes, and you may have heard this parable before, the parable of the Good Shepherd, sometimes when you hear a parable, you will not understand it all. Or sometimes you think you really got it. And other times you'll be listening and you'll pick up something new every time. So we're going to look into this parable and see what we find in here, okay? So I say, let's open this box and find out what's inside. Ooh, what's this? Wow, this is a big piece of green, soft fabric. What could this be? Wow, could this be the top of a tree? Or a giant leaf? Or could it be that thing that frogs sit on? Let's see. It's green on both sides. So it has two sides. Big green piece of felt. Let's see what else is in here. Ooh, a piece of blue. I wonder what that is. Could that be something that we hold up to our faces to see what we look like? Could it be something that helps us see to the other side, like a window? Well, let's see what else we have in here. Ooh, I have 3 pieces of very dark fabric. So dark that no light is shining through them. If you're sitting on this side, it kind of looks like a face, doesn't it? Very dark, no light coming through those pieces. Well, let's see what else we have in here. I have a long piece of brown. It's not stretchy, so it's not a rubber band. Is it a stick, maybe? Is it a path? Let me see what else we have. Oh, I have another piece just like it. Maybe this is the road. Maybe that's a road we're supposed to follow, or maybe that looks like equal signs. Let me see what else is in here. Ooh, more of these. Is that a field goal for football? And more pieces. Looks like a square, or maybe the outline of a house. I have more pieces. Let's build it and make it stronger. All of these pieces. Wonder what this is. I'm just going to keep laying these down and building it and making these walls stronger. I wonder if something lives in here, or someone lives in here. Could this be a structure? Could it be a barn? Well, if it's a structure, it needs to have a door to let people in and out, right? Let's see what else is in the box. Oh, sheep. 1, 2. How many sheep live in this structure? 4, 5. If sheep live in this structure, it's called a sheepfold, which means you can fold in your sheep to protect them. There was once someone who said such amazing things and did such wonderful things that people followed him. They couldn't help it. They wanted to know who he was, so they just had to ask him. Once they asked him who he was, and he said, "I am the Good Shepherd. I know each one of the sheep by name. When I take them from the sheepfold, they follow me. I walk in front of the sheep to show them the way." I show them the way to the good grass. And I show them the way to the cool, still, fresh water. When there are places of danger, I show them how to go through. I count each one as the sheep goes inside. If one of the sheep is missing, I would go anywhere to look for the lost sheep. In the grass, by the water, even in places of danger. And when the lost sheep is found, I would put it on my back, even if it's heavy, and carry it back safely to the sheepfold. When all of the sheep are safe inside, I am so happy that I can't be happy just by myself, so I invite all of my friends and we have a great feast. This is the ordinary shepherd. When the ordinary shepherd takes the sheep from the sheepfold, he does not always show the way. The sheep wander. When the wolf comes, the ordinary shepherd runs away. But the good shepherd stays between the wolf and the sheep and would even give his life for the sheep, so they can come back safely to the sheepfold. I wonder if the sheep have names. And I wonder if they're happy. And I wonder where this is. Have you ever come to a place like this? Have you ever been close to grass that is green and to cool, clear, blue water? Have you ever been in a dangerous place, I wonder? Have you ever been lost? Have you ever been found? How did you get through that? I wonder if the Good Shepherd has ever called you by name. And I wonder where this whole place is. Who is this Good Shepherd? Who is this Good Shepherd? Here's the shepherd. Here are the sheep. Here's the sheepfold. Here's the dangerous place. Here's the cool blue water. Here's the grass. If you ever need this story and you want to tell it to yourself or to some of your friends, you'll know where to find it on the parable shelves. Remember, this is the one with the green dot, right there, green dot. So now it's time for you to go find your Godly Play response boxes, and I wonder what you would like to pull out today and how you would like to remember this story. And after you do your response time, don't forget to have a feast and thank God for everything you have, your family, your friend, and these parables. And we'll see you next week. Bye, everybody.
This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. Everywhere I go, shine, let it shine. This little light of mine.